Hi, it's Angela here, and I'm back again with the next video in our series on menopause. And today I'm going to talk to you about a topic that impacts so many women as they get to this stage of life, and that is weight. And in particularly the inability to be able to lose weight the same way as you used to be able to do in the past. Now, I'm sure if you've reached the age of 45 and beyond that you have probably tried at least one diet in your lifetime, probably many more, and you've got a pretty good idea of what works and what doesn't work for you and your body. And you will also know that there's no single diet that works for everyone. So what you might have noticed is that as you get a little bit older, what worked in the past doesn't work now. So let's look at some of the reasons why that doesn't work and why you might be holding a little bit excess fat in certain places. And then we'll look at what may be some of the solutions that you could try that can help to shift that. So one of the main reasons that we struggle with weight is due to stress. And I've spoke about stress in a previous video. But when you're highly stressed and you've got lots of cortisol, the stress hormone being released, what it does, it actually stores excess fat around the tummy. And it does that as a protection mechanism in case you don't have food to eat, or it basically to save you in times of famine. And we're not in times of famine these days, but the body's still acting that way. And when your body hasn't learned how to efficiently burn fat due to a lifetime of low-fat eating, and this is something that impacts so many women because we all grew up in the low-fat eating stage, that everything had to be low-fat. So our bodies kind of forgot how to burn fat because we weren't even consuming fat. And that actually means that when we're actually starting to store this excess fat, the body really doesn't know how to utilize it and burn it properly because it just hasn't done it for many of us for most of our lives. The body becomes very efficient at burning carbs for energy because it's a really simple source of energy. And because we went into low-fat eating, we're actually eating more carbs because when they removed the fat out of the diet, they replaced it with sugar and other type of carbohydrate. So the body became even more efficient at burning carbs and not that efficient at burning fat. So you can see that the choices we've made over our lifetime is actually impacting the way our body is actually acting right now when it comes to burning fat. Now, for many, many women, they have an underactive thyroid. And underactive thyroid is basically underdiagnosed in our society, particularly in women. So many women have subclinical hypothyroidism, which means there may not be, when you get tested, your blood test might be okay, but the thyroid still isn't working as well as it should do. And that is due to high levels of stress and a high carb diet over a long time. So as you can see, it all just keeps leading back to each other. Now, the body stores excess estrogen in fat cells. So when your natural estrogen level starts to drop down because of menopause, because you're no longer producing eggs, the body actually wants estrogen, so it will hold on to the estrogen in the fat cells, so that makes it harder to lose weight. So not only would you have an underactive thyroid, which isn't burning fat as efficiently, now you've got a body that actually wants to hold on to estrogen because you've got an exhausted adrenal glands and not making enough estrogen from the adrenals, that it's actually holding on to the fat, so it's got estrogen. So you see all this stuff keeps going round and round. And the other thing that's common in many women and men, in fact, is insulin resistance. And that comes from, a lifetime of eating too many carbs for the body, and insulin stops responding to the glucose or the sugar that's in the food, and it stores the excess as fat. And for many women, insufficient exercise also plays a role because you're so busy doing other things, raising family, working, running businesses, that you're not exercising enough. So you're not actually utilizing the energy that you're consuming. So exercise plays a role in that. And another biggie, and this affects so many people, is sleep. Not getting enough sleep. When you sleep, not only does the body rest and regenerate, there's also some specific hormones that are released whilst you sleep that control your appetite. And when you have poor sleep, that leads to low energy, which then quite often means that you have you eat lots of quick carbohydrate and caffeine foods, and you're stressed, and then we start the cycle over again. So there's so many reasons why women struggle to lose weight when they're in this stage of life. But doesn't mean you have to go and start on the latest fad diet to reduce weight quickly. In fact, I highly recommend you don't try to lose weight quickly, because all that does is put more stress on your body, because the body goes into what we call it goes into famine, because it thinks there's not enough food, so it stores more fat. So we really need to manage the stress levels. We need to make sure the adrenals are working properly. So we need to nourish the body with really good nutritional foods, and that is getting rid of the highly processed carbohydrate foods and moving to a real food diet. Now, for some women, going paleo or keto will actually help your body learn to burn fat more rather than to burn carbohydrates, particularly if you very easily burn carbohydrates and you don't burn fat, and that's a lot of women. Now, that doesn't work for everyone, but it does work for a majority of people. So if you just start to look at, well, where can I actually take processed carbohydrates out of my diet and replace it with real food? And from there, you can then look at, well, then do I need to be looking at going paleo or keto, or is there another way of eating, which is not a diet, it's a way of eating, it's a lifestyle that I can adopt that works for my body? And if you want to get a little bit more information about that, just drop me an email and we'll have a chat, because I'll get one of the naturopaths to have a chat to you about the type of life you live, what your body's like, and we'll design the best type of diet for you. So that's it from me today. Well, we've been talking about weight, but my biggest message I want to send to you is that no more diets. Diets don't work. All they do is they put your body into a state of confusion when it thinks that there's no food, and then you're stressing your body out, and then your thyroid's not working properly, and everything cycles round and round and round, and it just gets worse and worse. Yes, it is slower to lose weight when you get to this stage of life, but it is because of what you've done up until this stage of life. So to correct that, we need to go back to saying, are the adrenal glands working properly? Is the thyroid working properly? Is your diet nice and clean? Are you moving and getting exercise? Are you getting enough sleep? No one simple answer, and no single diet will save the problem. So that's it from me. I'll be back with another video shortly. Bye for now. Infinite love and gratitude. Bye.